Once a small fishing nation in the northern reaches of Europe, Norway has transformed into a powerhouse of the seafood industry, boasting a success story that has sent ripples across the global market. With a deep-rooted connection to its natural resources and a strong emphasis on sustainable practices, Norway has been able to harness the power of its pristine waters and pristine environment to produce some of the world's finest seafood. From Atlantic salmon to Arctic cod, Norwegian seafood has captured the hearts and taste buds of consumers around the world, making it one of the country's most lucrative exports. But the story of Norway's fish exports is not just one of economic success, it's also a story of a nation that has found a way to balance commercial success with environmental responsibility, showing the world that it's possible to have your fish and eat it too. Norway's fishing history dates back to ancient times, with coastal communities relying on the sea for sustenance and trade. However, it wasn't until the mid-19th century that Norway began to export fish on a larger scale. In 1857, the first export of fresh salmon to England took place, marking the beginning of a new era in Norway's fishing industry. Over the next few decades, technological advancements such as steam-powered boats and refrigeration made it possible for Norway to export larger quantities of fresh fish to more distant markets. By the early 1900s, Norwegian fishermen were supplying fresh cod, herring, and salmon to countries throughout Europe. The 1960s and 1970s saw a major shift in Norway's fishing industry as the country began to focus on exporting processed fish products such as fillets, smoked salmon, and cod liver oil. This strategy proved successful, with Norway's fish exports increasing from around 300,000 tons in 1960 to over 1 million tons by 1980. Today, Norway is one of the world's largest exporters of seafood, with fish and seafood accounting for approximately 11% of the country's total exports. According to the Norwegian Seafood Council, the total export value of Norwegian seafood in 2021 was around $12 billion, with the top three species being salmon, cod, and herring. Norway's success in the global seafood industry can be attributed to a number of factors, including its abundant marine resources, advanced technology and processing techniques, and a strong emphasis on sustainable practices. As the country continues to evolve and innovate, its position as a leader in the global seafood market seems certain to endure. Norway's fish exports have had a significant impact on the country's economy, contributing substantially to its GDP and providing employment opportunities to thousands of Norwegians. According to the Norwegian Seafood Council, the export value of Norwegian seafood in 2020 was around 100.6 billion Norwegian kroner, which is approximately $12 billion USD. This represented a decrease of 4% compared to the previous year, due in part to the COVID-19 pandemic and associated disruptions to global trade. Despite this decline, fish and seafood remain a crucial component of Norway's economy. In 2020, seafood exports accounted for approximately 27% of the country's total export value, making it Norway's second-largest export industry after oil and gas. Furthermore, the fish and seafood industry provides employment opportunities to around 38,000 people, both directly and indirectly. This includes fishermen, fish farmers, processors, and workers in related industries such as transportation and logistics. The economic impact of Norway's fish exports extends beyond the country's borders as well, with Norwegian seafood being sold in over 140 countries around the world. This has helped to strengthen Norway's global trade relationships and promote the country as a leading supplier of high-quality, sustainable seafood. Europe is the largest market for Norwegian seafood exports, accounting for over 70% of the total export value in 2020. Within Europe, the top markets for Norwegian seafood are France, Poland, Denmark, the UK, and Italy. Asia is the second largest market, with China, Japan, and South Korea being the top importers of Norwegian seafood in the region. In terms of specific species, salmon is the most valuable export product, accounting for around 60% of the total export value in 2020. Other key species include cod, herring, and mackerel. Norway faces competition in the global seafood market from a range of countries, including Chile, Canada, and Scotland. However, the country's focus on sustainable practices, high-quality products, and advanced processing technology has helped it to maintain a competitive edge. In addition, the Norwegian Seafood Council works actively to promote Norwegian seafood in global markets and to educate consumers about the benefits of choosing sustainably sourced seafood. Overall, the global demand for high-quality, sustainable seafood continues to grow, and Norway is well positioned to capitalize on this trend with its abundant marine resources and expertise in seafood production. With a strong reputation for quality and responsible stewardship, Norwegian seafood exports are likely to remain a vital component of the country's economy for years to come. Norway's fishing industry has a long and storied history that dates back centuries. Today, Norway is one of the world's largest exporters of seafood, with fish and seafood accounting for a significant portion of the country's total exports and contributing substantially to its economy. Despite facing competition from other countries in the global seafood market, Norway has maintained a competitive edge by focusing on sustainable practices, high-quality products, and advanced processing technology. This has helped to cement the country's reputation as a leading supplier of premium seafood, particularly salmon, which is the most valuable export product. While Europe remains the largest market for Norwegian seafood exports, Asia is an increasingly important market, particularly China, Japan, and South Korea. The Norwegian Seafood Council continues to work actively to promote Norwegian seafood in global markets and to educate consumers about the benefits of choosing sustainably sourced seafood. As the global demand for high-quality, sustainable seafood continues to grow, Norway is well positioned to capitalize on this trend. With its abundant marine resources and expertise in seafood production, Norwegian seafood exports are likely to remain a vital component of the country's economy for years to come.